Yes, people. It's GG at GG on Wrestling on Twitter. Make sure you're subscribed if you're not already. And I'll give you a quick second to drop a like on the video. Time's up. Thank you very much. Much appreciated. It's 2022. And I am here with some predictions and wishes for this year in wrestling. Before we get into that, make sure you check out figtees.co.uk for all your custom figure shirts. Wide selection on there, great service, and even does custom designs. If you use code GGPOD, you can even save yourself 20%. So make sure you hit FigTees up if you need some custom designs or any shirts that are missing from your figures. So here's how the predictions are going to work. I'm going to give you mine. I have got some friends that are going to join me and give their predictions and wishes on some more videos. So make sure you hit that bell to stay notified because the videos will be coming very, very soon. So basically, myself and some guests are going to provide two predictions for 2022. These are things that they think will happen. Two wishes for 2022. These are things that they wish will happen in wrestling this year. End of the year, we're going to see who was right, who was wrong. You get 2 points for a correct prediction, and you get 5 points for a wish coming true. Probably have a little leaderboard at the end of the year with all of these on there and all my guests that have joined me. And maybe the winner will even get a prize. Who knows? Stay tuned. But yeah, time to get into some predictions for 2022. Cool. So, after we've done my predictions, I have asked the lovely people on Twitter to give me some wrestling wishes for this year that I will go through at the end of the video. So thanks for everyone that replied. First things first, my first prediction for this year is Walter winning a world title in WWE. Now, this could have easily sat on the wish list. If you know me, a lot of you do. I am the biggest nostalgic WWFE fan. The current product, not so much. I'm hoping they do Walter justice. I hope they deliver. We do know he's somewhat waiting in the wings. There's been kind of rumors that, he is coming, hopefully for the Royal Rumble. I do want him to win the Royal Rumble, but that I'm not sticking my hat on. But for a prediction, I'm going to give WWE some credit, and I'm going to be positive and optimistic about WWE this year. Walter needs to win a world title. He is one of the best wrestlers in the world. He just is a mad presence. If you haven't seen Walter wrestle, make sure you check it out. He's hard hitting. He's just a beast. And if booked correctly, I personally think he could really change things up in WWE quite a lot. I was fantasy booking his kind of debut. If it was me personally, I want that countdown to the 30th entrant at the Rumble. I want to hear that Walter music. I want to hear the crowd singing along. I want Walter to go in and destroy absolutely everyone and kick everyone out. It's going to leave the people guessing who aren't familiar with Walter. Who is this guy? How did he do this? And just starts him off on the strong foot. Then I want to see weeks and weeks of squash matches, him just running through the 24/7 talent, if you will, battering those. I don't even want to see him against any big names until Mania, until that title fight. That's personally what I would do. If it doesn't happen at Mania, we've got a whole year. WWE, I've got hope for you. Please deliver on Walter. It's a prediction, not a wish. I predict Walter is going to win a world title in WWE this year. Next prediction number 2. Now, this is a bold one again. I didn't want to put on the wish because I don't know if I wish it to happen. I think it would be great for WWE if this did happen. People are going to shoot me on this, and I'm still somewhat in two minds myself. But another prediction for 2022 is the New Day split. I know you're sad, but all things must come to an end. All good things. I commend New Day. I know what they're trying to achieve and I get the vision. You know, they want to stay together for the entirety of their career, and hats off to them if they can manage it. WWE loves splitting teams up and they do it willy nilly too quickly. And I always have an issue with it most of the time. Um, but there's just something about this. I think it will really just be a massive, massive story for WWE if they can achieve this. We've seen Big E have a, Kofi originally have a taste of the singles run. Big E is now, a world title holder or previous world title holder. Thank you, Lesnar, for coming back. That was sarcasm. If you didn't see my roll my eyes on the video. And Xavier has obviously won King of the Ring last year, so he's had a taste of the single life too. I think they can manage it. Like, I get the knock-on effect it has to the up, up, down, down content and things like that. But Xavier's moved on to other channels and he's doing work for, I think it's G4. I think he's a host over there. So, it's not going to be the end of the world. He's lost loads of his da party mates anyway. Yeah, I just think it will be great, man. I think the story will be great. I think it will just make for great TV. I'm not necessarily of a fan or advocating for them to split, but I just think it will make such great weekly TV. I think there's so many stories to be told. They can do a triple threat. Big E turns heel on the other two. You could have any combination of all of them. There's so many different directions to go with this story, and there's a lot of meat on the bones that they could look into and kind of callbacks to certain attires or moments. And there's so much to unearth and unpack if you did this. So instead of wishing it to happen, I'm going to predict it to happen just because of, like I said, they've all had a taste of a singles run now. And yeah, I think it would just be such a hot program. Like, even if you just build it towards SummerSlam and, they could all shake hands at the end and reunite. You can do that. And then they can go back to, the YouTube stuff and the up, up, down, down and the content and the podcast they do. But yeah, let's do it, man. Let's do it. Let's pull the trigger. New Day split. I predict it this year. Okay, moving on to my wish list for 2022. This one has been on my wish list since the beginning of AEW. I want to see Shooter Umino in AEW reuniting with his pops, his daddy, John Moxley. I've wanted it to happen. I think they were great together in New Japan. I loved all the stuff they were doing. Shooter just holding Moxley's jacket, Moxley giving him a Death Rider jacket. Umino has obviously come along leaps and bounds, doing a lot of work here in the UK for Rev Pro. I just think he's ready to get on the AEW roster. And I'd love to see these guys reunite. I think they were a great pairing. I think it really worked for Moxley's character. And yeah, I'd love to see him win tag team gold, honestly, even if it's in New Japan, wherever it is. But yeah, I want to see them reunite and I want it to be an AEW. Yeah, I just think it would be sick, man, to have Shooter just following Moxley around. The dynamic with Eddie Kingston involved as well, possibly. I think it would just be very, very, very entertaining. Yeah, give me Death Riders in AEW, please. I wish it. Of course, only when Moxley is up and with full health. Get well soon, Moxley. My final wish for 2022. Now, I'm very, very high on this particular wrestler. I think he's brilliant. I think he's slept on. People that know how great this wrestler is. And I want to see him do big things. I want to see Zack Sabre Jr. win the G1 this year. That is another wish of mine. He had such a great run this year. So many great matches. Make sure you check them out if you haven't already. Yeah, he's honestly one of my favorite wrestlers in the world. He's so different from anything else you see. He's so slick. He's so technical. He can strike. But yeah, just his counter wrestling, how he gets into certain holds and moves, and just the submissions that he can land that you've probably never seen in your life. Certainly some I've seen him pull off, I've never seen. He's just original. He's just great on the mic as well. Like, he's got a real chip on his shoulder. Great heel character, great heel work. Cocky, arrogant, and yeah, I want to see big things for ZSJ. He's come very close in previous years um, to that main event, but yeah, I want to see. You know, I wish he wins the world title or at least the G1, but just some kind of singles gold for Zack Sabre Jr. I'll be very, very happy with this year. He deserves it. He's such a good talent. He deserves a big title. And if they didn't get rid of the damn Intercontinental title, it would have been perfect for Zack to hold. But yeah, that is a big wish of mine for this year. I want ZSJ to be in the main event scene, and I want him to win the G1. More than likely, maybe Jeff Cobb will do it. He had a really good showing this year as well. But yeah, I wish it. It's my wish. Right. So for these predictions and wishes, Walter winning the world title in WWE, I'm fairly confident on. I'm hoping to get some points there. I'm giving WWE the benefit of the doubt. I hope they deliver, and I hope they come through for me. But yeah, in terms of likeliness out of 10 for that prediction, I'm trying to be optimistic, but my kind of feeling on it, I'm not very. I'm going to give it a 7 just to edge my bets. I think it's fairly likely to happen. He is turning up, and if you're not putting a world title on Walter, what are you doing with him? So come on, let's make it happen. The New Day split, I'm not very confident on. I'm going to give it a 5 for likeliness out of 10 if it's going to happen. I don't think it's very likely to happen, but yeah, let's do it, man. With them all having that taste of singles runs last year, sorry, now's the time. Death Riders in AEW is very possible. Obviously, the pandemic is stopping a lot of travel restrictions and New Japan talent coming across the pond to AEW. I think we would have seen a lot more had there not been so much restriction with travel. Likelihood of this happening, of this wish coming true. Again, maybe a 5, maybe even a 4. Yeah, I just think they were a great act together, and I'd love to see more of them. So it's a wish. I don't think it's that likely to happen though. And Zack Sabre Jr. winning the G1. How likely is that to happen? I'm going to say a 6 or a 7 out of 10 likeliness. Again, that's my wish. I want it to happen so badly, but yeah, with the whole craziness with the world title, we're going to see what. Obviously, this is going to come out after Wrestle Kingdom, so we will know who the champ is. But yeah, Shingo, Ospreay, Okada, they're all top of the top at the moment. So I don't necessarily know if there's going to be space for ZSJ this year, but here is hoping and wishing, fingers crossed. Now, before we close the video off, I have got some replies from the people on Twitter of just some of their wishes for this year. If you didn't respond on Twitter, feel free to comment below on the video. Let me know your predictions, your wishes, your hopes, your dreams for wrestling in 2022. The wilder, the better. These are wishes, and if you don't wish it, it can't come true. Let's speak this stuff into existence. So first off, a wish for @Supine Smokey on Twitter. Big you up every time. Thank you for responding. A Wembley pay-per-view. Whether it's, I think it more than likely will be a WWE pay-per-view, but I'm right there with you. I really want that to happen. Wembley's a great venue. It's got a lot of history when it comes to wrestling in the UK, so it'd be great to have a show there. Thank you for replying. Got Brian Crego on Twitter @bcrego15. He wishes for a successful return from injury for Bailey. With you on that one, bro. An AEW championship run for Pac. I would also love that. Big fan of Pac. Not sure how likely that is to happen with, MJF more than likely taking it off Hangman. We could see Pac take it off MJF. Is that going to happen within the year? Who knows? An AW appearance or two by Okada. This is obviously going to come out shortly after, but I think it was yesterday or the day before. Okada he made a public statement that he wants to work Punk and Danielson. I, for one, Okada versus Danielson is another thing on my wish list. I think that match will just be absolutely crazy. So I'd love to see that this year. And another one very dear and close and near and dear to my heart, shall I say, Shayna Baszler winning the WWE Championship at Mania. Shayna Baszler is wasted. Great talent. They've not used her properly. Elimination Chamber aside, she should be the beast that runs through everyone. She's exactly what Ronda Rousey should have been in WWE, a heel ass kicker, MMA chick, just destroying everyone. And yeah, I worry that they've kind of let her heat kind of fizzle out. So I don't know how likely that is, but I'm with you, man. I hope that happens too. Nabil Dad at Nabil Dad 7 on Twitter. Big you up every time. Get the clip, Nabil. AEW UK show. This is on all of our wish lists. It's a big one for me. I want to be there. I want to be there front row. I'm willing to drop stacks on it because, I love AEW so much. And yeah, a sellout show here, it will be crazy. The atmosphere will be madness. So I'm right there with you. And I think that's pretty likely to wish for. I think that's a good wish, man. I think your wish will come true. They've earmarked Craven Cottage. They were supposed to do Fighter Fest a couple years back over here. So maybe they'll go with that again, July time. Be great. Hopefully it happens. I wish it to. Just Mark at Mark, aka Boz, on Twitter. Towards the end of 2022, a Montez Ford solo run. I'm with you. That is also a wish of mine. I think that would be brilliant to see. He's such a great character, so charismatic. Yeah, they need to push him to the moon. I've always said I wanted them to do the kind of mirror the Rock Nation run with him in the Hurt Business, but the Hurt Business they've ruined already. But yeah, hopefully we see that, man. Beyond the Ring podcast. Make sure you follow them. Check out their podcast at Beyond the Ring TN. AJ Styles winning WWE Championship or the Universal Championship. If he defeats Roman Reigns, it'd be fantastic to see. But I'll not be greedy as I don't think about that. But at least I want him to win the world title this year and have some good months reign. Yeah, I'm with you, man. AJ Styles is one of my favorite wrestlers of all time. Such a good talent. I don't necessarily know if he cares for a run at the top now. He seems to be kind of helping out the younger stars. Obviously, the tag run with Omos. Yeah, I would love it for it to happen. He's a great talent. He can pull, great match quality out of his asshole whenever he needs to. Yeah, I'd love to see it. I think it needs to happen. At Cammy181, Cam, big you up every time. Hopefully be in the studio with you again this year. He wishes for Jamie Hayter versus Tony Storm for the TBS Championship. I know why you've chosen that. Big up all my HMAs. Battle of the Bundas. Crazy. Good wish. Strong wish. Nikita Lyons NXT Women's Championship or NXT Women's Champion. That again is for the same reason, isn't it? I bet. And a storyline with AJ Styles. Can he win the big one more time? So yeah, a lot of people want AJ Styles at the top again. I'm with you guys. Time will tell whether we see it. We need obviously some more people up the top for Roman to face. And him and AJ have great chemistry. So I really wouldn't mind seeing AJ and Roman run it back again. But yeah, I'd love to see AJ win the title again. I was talking about it to one of my friends yesterday. Shout out Figitude, and we were talking about this exact thing. And I was surprised that AJ even won it once, let alone possibly another time this year. So yeah, I'm glad he's got that accolade on his CV, and yeah, I'd love to see it happen again. Big up everyone that responded. I hope all of your wishes come true. feel free to comment below with any wishes that you have for wrestling in 2022. If there's some really good ones, I will read them out on future videos. Stay tuned to the channel. I will be having some guests bring on some predictions and wishes of their own. So make sure you stay tuned for that. Stay subscribed and ring that bell to stay notified. As always, guys, make sure you hit up figtees.co.uk for all your custom figure shirts. Use code GGPod and save yourself 20%. Can't recommend the service enough. Does great work and is a great dude. But yeah, thank you so much for tuning in, guys. Make sure you comment with your predictions and wishes for this year. I hope all of your other wishes come true. And that is it from me. Respect yourself. Don't neglect yourself.